Boruto finally gets his Bankai. Okay, I lied, but like, he's never getting a new sword, so yeah. Eida is finally getting some actual friends, officially joining the cast of High School Musical, because her, Sarada, and Sumire are now all in this together. Kawaki's who is about to start working with the amount of steroids he's about to pump into his body. And Konohamaru is too dumb to be a mole. The disrespect continues. So Shikamaru may actually be getting fired as the Hokage. And yeah, we're about to get the 9th Hokage. But that's just me. Konohamaru isn't smart enough to be a mole due to the fact that he's just too dumb. And Kishimoto continues to show that he has no respect for the man. Damn. Yo! Boruto's been in that seat aura farming for 2 damn months and he ain't done a single thing. Okay, that's a lie because like he was out of his seat towards the end of the chapter. So like, yeah, but he still aura farms like a G. My boy's finally about to get his new Zanpato and he about to hit him with that Itoryu. Wrong anime, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join the notification gang. Kawaki, with the way things are looking for you, your ass ain't gonna make it out the sequel. Kawaki seems to have this idea. I would label it more of an obsession with power. And I get it, it's within the desire to protect Naruto. But does the ends justify the means? And of course, him and Amato are talking and Amato's like, well, you know, you got the whole tree there and you may as well just call Jura immortal. And he's got this impenetrable shield and this impenetrable defense. And long story short, you can't take him out. And Kawaki's like, nah, I can definitely take him out. When I fought him, I can definitely whoop him. Just give me another chance. But you know what? You just need to pump my body with some more of that power. And I'm looking at it and I'm just like, It's almost like when they were trying to transform into Super Saiyan 2 and then Trunks went to Ultra Super Saiyan. So like he got powerful, yeah, but he was mad slow, if that makes sense. But my point is that if Kawaki continues to pump his body with power, his body isn't going to hold up by the time it actually comes around to him fighting Jura. And by the time he even gets to the point where he's about to fight Boruto. But I feel like there'll be some sort of divine intervention that'll give him the power to take out Jura. Beyond that, I think that's just a contingency that they're using to keep us on the ropes. But I don't think... Is Kawaki gonna die? No. I think he definitely makes it out of the sequel. I think he's probably just gonna go on some sort of character redemption arc like Sasuke, so he'll lead the village by the time the story's done, and that's gonna kind of be him. Jura's immortal, so that's entertaining. I think with him, they'll probably find a way to disrupt the connection between the actual tree and him to the point where all the damage he takes, he'll sustain permanently. Now, I don't know if that's gonna require Shinjutsu. I think that's the most likely case because ninjutsu really ain't gonna do nothing to him. This guy took a Uzuhiko to the back and he just nullified the joint. And Boruto was like, man. Now this was under the idea that we thought that Boruto was trying to fight him legitimately without the awareness of the plan that he had beforehand. But yeah, none of Boruto's attacks were working. And if Boruto can't fight him, the chance any of y'all got. Boruto's getting a new sword. You know, he about to hit us with that Bankai, that Tentazangetsu. And I'm looking forward to it. In regards to what it could potentially be, I really don't know. I know that they did experiment with chakra swords where you kind of, it's almost like a lightsaber, but because your chakra is constantly flowing out of it, there's that. But I don't know, they kind of did the whole chakra sword thing with Sasuke and his lightning sword. I mean, he could make a sword out of lightning, but I mean, I don't know. I kind of don't want the chakra sword. It seems a little played out and too Jedi-like aesthetically in that sense, but I would like to have like a sword that has like, godly abilities. Like it enhances Boruto's power, and of course it will, but I guess we kind of got to see how it actually plays out with the kind of sword that they give Boruto. Now, I think it will definitely make him stronger. It'll work more in conjunction with his karma, because I don't see why it wouldn't. But I also do wonder how much damage is it going to do to Jura at this point. So there is that. Now, we did actually get a hint of how omnipotence will be undone. And I think with the way that the pre-time skip ended with Kawaki in Eida's arms and they almost make that wish and omnipotence kind of takes over, I think the way it could end up playing out is that instead of Kawaki, it will be Boruto, and everything would kind of be back to normal in some sense, but everybody will still remember what happened over the course of those events. I do think it's a little interesting because now that we know that Sarada and Sumire weren't affected due to some form of divine intervention, it was just the fact that Eida wanted some friends, long story short. I know it's a bit more complicated than that, but I ain't trying to hear none of that. So yeah, bye. I do think that Eida will get to a point where I won't say she'll be able to control it, but her desires for a normal life or for things to return back to normal will be a defining factor in how things will turn itself back to normal. But she'll definitely have a major role to play, if not a pivotal role. So yeah, in regards to that, Shikamaru's getting fired. Definitely, because at this point, with the way that interrogation going out, Konohamaru ain't gonna be in there that much longer. Now, the interrogation is real funny because it's getting to the point now where Konohamaru is definitely switching sides. He's gonna walk out of there and he's gonna be fine. But of course, now the spotlight will be on Shikamaru a lot more, and I think he'll be the next one to be interrogated. And of course, they have mind transfer jutsus, and they're using Yonojin to kind of coach Konohamaru through it, and asking for that request. But I just feel like it's hilarious with the way that they have just trashed his character in regards to what he can do, and just the way they have just shown how dumb he is. Or not even how dumb he is, but the way they've disrespected the character. Like, when you thought of Konohamaru when he was younger, okay, you was like, okay, Naruto's rival, and he was that guy, and he was mad cool. And then we're kind of at a point now where they've now just made his character a joke. That yes, he's the Hokage's advisor and he's stronger, but with the power scaling now, he's just kind of like, he's been given the Anko treatment. Yeah, let me cut myself off and say that. He's been given the Anko treatment where he was cool, and then he grew up, he had that moment against Pain, and he was colder. And then, there was after Shippuden where he was like more like 15, 16-ish or whatever. And then, he was cold, like, you know what I'm saying? But as an adult, man, like at this point, you can't even take the dude seriously no more. By the time they was done fighting Jura, Kawaki landed on his face. Man. That ain't it. That ain't it, man. No, that ain't it. I ain't messing with that, man. For real, for real. So, I don't know. I'm kind of just like, yeah, cool, whatever. But I'm not really too pressed about him. I don't really know who will replace Shikamaru as the new Hokage. It'll probably be one of the elders until they straighten things out. But I feel like this will probably put Shikamaru in jail. But I don't think he's going to end up in jail. I think they might end up escaping this one out as a close call. But I definitely don't believe that at this point, Shikamaru is going to have the spotlight on him. Like, he's going to be in the hot seat pretty intensely to the point where they're going to keep massive eyes on him. Mamushi's pulled up to the village and, they've decided, okay, this is how we got to take him out. Let him divide himself into at least about 20 to 30 clones and then take them all out at once. I think this will give us an opportunity for Eida and Daemon to fight, and for us to really see how strong Daemon is. Because, I mean, this kid claims that he's the strongest, and with the way he caught Sarada and Samiri off guard, he was about to take him out. It really makes me sit there and wonder, you know what? You've been talking real smack. Now it's time to put your money where your mouth is. But this is going to be interesting. We got about another month to wait until we get any spoilers. So this will be entertaining, to say the least. But yeah, let me know your thoughts below. Did you like this chapter? Did you not like this chapter? Where do you think the story's going next? Either way, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to holler at y'all later, man. Peace!